So, why is it so hard? Um, in my world, I see people all around me who don't have as much love, support, attention, affection, human interaction, touch as they want, as would help them thrive. So, if there's so many of us that have these common needs, what is the barrier? And of course, there's a lot of them, and I'm probably not really qualified to, even attempt to answer the question. But my experience is that, at least in part, it's about vulnerability. It's about shame. It's about judgment. It's like somehow we have this image that everybody else is okay, and we're the fucked up one. And so if we go around showing people that we're hurting and that things suck for us, then there must be something wrong with us, that we must be broken, that we're not working hard enough or whatever. And it's all lies. And as you begin to discover that that's true, rather that it is all lies, then you slowly start having a little more willingness to reach out and to be authentic with what's really going on with you. And that's part of the process. But still, what I see over and over is I see all these people in pain, and I see them in some cases, reaching out a little bit, but mostly they're holding back. And again, there is all of the fear of judgment. There is the shame and the self-judging and so forth. With me, I've taken a pretty bold course. I sort of put myself out there quite a bit, but there's a problem with that too, and that is that when you show people all of the hard things that are going on and all of the emotional storms that are brewing about you, it's off-putting. A lot of people are like, "Oh God, I just can't deal with that." Well, here's an interesting thing. I think that one of the reasons people find that so uncomfortable to be around is because they're afraid that if they in some way involve themselves or engage themselves with another person's emotional difficulties, that it will either a drag them back down into their own, which they had been doing a pretty good job of ignoring and or not dealing with, or they'll sort of end up on the wrong end of the give and take stick, that they'll spend time being there for the other person, but then when it's their turn and they need the support, there will be no one there for them. Why would you think such a thing? I mean, I don't really know anybody like that, but I think it's a cultural thing again. We're rugged individualists. We're cowboys out on the plains, going it alone and making it by ourselves. And we have heroes who promote these values, and yet what's becoming clear is that that's not how humans thrive. That's not humans are how humans are going to build sustainable civilization. That's not how we're going to evolve into the beings that our divine child within feels like it was promised all along. So I'm trying to find a way to create a situation in which more people feel like it's okay to say, yeah, actually, you know what? It would be really great if you could, come over and hold me and listen to me and not judge me and, bring me a cup of tea or give me a back rub. And of course, I say all of this as if these are the things that I want to give, when, of course, the other truth is these are the things I desperately want. Even today, I am again beset with the stream of thoughts that point out how, I don't have a partner living with me who I can go to hold my head while I have a good cry. I don't live with a support network of people who have consciously entered into a compact of mutual support so that I can say, hey guys, I'm having a bad day. Could someone bring me a sandwich while I, break down and cry in here? Or, something, maybe even more beautiful and supportive. I don't really, I mean, I have some of the people who are probably watching this would count yourself among my friends. And many of you have been good friends to me and with me. And we've been there for each other in various ways. And yet, I really kind of don't feel like mostly I could, call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and have you be there for me in the ways that I need. Maybe I misread what you're offering as a friend, or maybe I'm just projecting my own limited offerings, although I don't feel that way. Whatever it is, I don't know, but mostly it has to do with like, okay, really, we're not that close, right? So I can't really safely call on you. Is that true? Probably not, but it's in the way. And so by not feeling like I have an explicit understanding with a network of people, I end up spending my time alone. And not just for companionship and fun times and so forth, but for the, for the deeper stuff, for the stuff where it gets hard to, get through things. And I do understand the essential importance of developing the capacity to take care of oneself and meet one's own needs. It's part of my own spiritual path. I believe it's universal wisdom. I believe that it's essential to happiness and well-being that we all nurture within ourselves or find within ourselves the ability to nurture ourselves and get through these things. And believe me, there are plenty of occasions and times in which I understand that the best thing for me is to be left the fuck alone so that I can just get through my shit. But even then, if I get to the other side, how nice would it be just to have another loving human being there to say, wow, that looked like that was a really rough time, and I am really glad that you got through that, and would you like to talk? Do you need a hug? Would you like to cuddle? Whatever it is that those people could conceivably have and exchange with each other. Why isn't that there for more of us? And that's where the sense of isolation that I feel comes from, is like, I just don't feel like I have that in my life. And it's painful and it's tiring. And I look around and I think, God, I've got all these amazing people who love me. I mean, I know that. Didn't used to know that. Used to lie to myself and say it wasn't there, but it is there. I've got a lot of people in my life who are beautiful, loving spirits, and they extend that beautiful, loving self towards me. But it's usually at a gathering for half an hour when we're all there anyways, and we have this ritual that brings us all into a common space and connects us in that way. And then afterwards, I might not hear from you, or whatever. So these are the kinds of things that I'm looking at, is like how to bring that kind of connection into our daily lives, how to foster the relationships that are such that people can be called upon or can offer deeper levels of support when it's more immediate in its need, and not just an event-based general sense of communal well-being and so forth. And so this is what I'm looking at now is separation versus relationship, involvement where we're accessible to each other, as opposed to this rely on yourself thing that is beautiful but is a goal. It's a journey, and many of us are not there yet. So I guess I'm starting this initial video blog with just putting out there that I'm working on this stuff, and I suspect that some of you are too. And this is my explicit invitation for us to do the work together. And when I say together, I mean actually together, like talking, maybe on the phone, maybe in person. Maybe, having a cup of tea is one way to do it. And maybe having a screaming, crying session with me holding your head or you petting my back or whatever is what's called for. And I want to create that, and I want to invite that, and I want to offer that, because I think we all need it. I think almost all of us aren't getting as much of that as would help us thrive. And I think when we're thriving, then we become more abundant. And when we become more abundant, then we have more to give, and the world becomes better for everyone that is touched by that. And that's what I want to bring into manifestation. So if what I'm saying resonates for you, then I invite you to reach out to me. I will continue to do what I do, but I don't know that it's reaching the people it needs to, so perhaps this will. Meanwhile, let us all be gentle with ourselves and loving with ourselves. And remember, I honestly believe that we are all doing the best that we can at the moment with the resources we have. And let's just keep the compassion and love going for ourselves and each other, and the journey will proceed. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.